Good evening, welcome back to the Mancunian Way. My name is Martin. I have tried to sort my internet, but it's still off. So, as you can see, I've got a brand new booster. It's not working. I'm going to have to get back to Virgin. I'm not going to do a lot of talking tonight because it is what it is. I'm an happy clappy wanker. It is what it is. So I'm going to let others speak tonight, and I'm just going to put people's comments up. It is what it is. Before we do start, we were crap. We played bad. We got beat. Shut the club down. Sat Pep. Knock the stadium over. I don't know. I don't even know where to go anymore.
I think you're being a bit dramatic, to be honest, Martin.
Am I?
Yeah.
Clearly not read social media, then, have you, Rosa?
I stay off it, mate.
Yeah, well, there you go, then. So, don't say I'm being over dramatic when I'm clearly not.
Thought you
Off you go.
Much.
Show's yours.
Go on, Rich, as you haven't got long.
I've been on social media a bit, and I've been, have to say, almost slightly amused by the bunch of melts who now support City. Who, honestly, I remember going on in the early days of the net when places like Talking City and stuff were starting out right at the end of the 90s when we really were terrible. And honestly, the meltdowns in the lower leagues were nothing compared to the meltdowns we have today. We lost against a side who are far better than anyone gives them credit for. They spent a lot of money this year. They've got a good manager, and they're a young, hungry, physical, fast side. They're a side that would give us trouble in some ways when we're at our best. But we had a team out there who was, cobbled together. With Diaz and Stones going out late, we had Ake and Guardiola and Walker. None of those three, and possibly Kanji as well, actually, given his Spurs thing. Probably none of those four were supposed to be playing. We had to bring players onto the bench who were not supposed to be back till after the international break. So, my one criticism, I'm not going to have a negative meltdown, is that Pep has to trust some of the kids, and not playing someone big, physical like Nick O'Reilly in that game, I think was probably a mistake, because I actually think that we've got to trust that they can manage it, because you can't just play a team of older crocs. So Pep, needs to reach into himself and be a little bit more courageous. But apart from that, we deserve to lose. For 80 minutes until Doku came on, we didn't offer very much. But then the meltdown is just absolutely biblical. I've seen at least 6 City players written off, the manager written off, and the funniest thing is, and it's maybe people show the truth, it's when old school Blues are in complete meltdown. People who've been through the trenches, have been through the Blitz, who've seen City when we couldn't score at home for 6 months, have seen City drop to the bottom half of Division 2, who've seen us Wickham do the double over us, who've seen United spank, 5 past us, who've seen us go 15 years without a derby win, that some of those fans are in an absolute meltdown now. And this is a meltdown on them. We're still in the best European run in history. We're at the end of our best unbeaten run in the Premier League. And honestly, you would think we were in relegation spot. And I think it's nuts. So I must admit, I'm going to keep away from social media because it's silly. How about you two?
Yeah. Martin's going to keep stum by the looks of it. Go on, Rich.
Well, go on. I just asked you whether you agreed. So I just thought, I haven't got long this morning. I've got to go off and do some lifts in about 10 minutes, but I wanted to come on just to just to try and understand and get some others' views on what has happened that's made it so bad. I mean, I've got my theory, and my theory is that there's a whole series of things piling on top of each other. I think, going away from football, I think, I've been back to the UK a few times this year, and particularly in the UK, I think there's a simmering anger because of 15 years of, misgovernment. And so I think there's people are generally less happy than, in past times. I think that's probably true in a lot of the Western world, in a lot of the Eastern world too. So I think and then I think the pressure of Pep going or staying, I think it's got people a bit in an emotional kerfuffle about that. I think the 115 and the constant, war from the Premier League's got people, and I finally think it's cracked a load of people up, and that the pressure of all these things together, some which is self and a lot of which is external, I think is just cracking people up a bit. But we know we took a risk with no 6 and 9, and there will be some fans who have some points that we should have signed a Rodri back up. I guess the 9 is a moot point at the minute as Haaland still stayed fit, but I see the situation at Arsenal worse. Liverpool are on cloud 9, but Liverpool, it's a honeymoon period. It's all their players fit. It's we'll wait and see. I think we're just heading for a really exciting league this year now, because I think City and Arsenal have been forced by injuries and tiredness and everything else back to the pack. So we better all put on our big boys pants, because clearly we're going to lose more games between now and Christmas. And what the side has to do is, at least have 2 very hard games this week. We've all got to put on our big boy pants and get behind the team, create an atmosphere which gives the players that extra bit of energy to play through the injuries, play through the tiredness, because we've got no choice. There's nothing we can do till January to address that fact.
Rich, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Do you think the loss, because let's be honest, we've lost 1 game in the whole of this season so far, which I think we can agree is not the biggest deal right now. Is it because it's against Bournemouth, a Bournemouth team that have never won against us in the whole time of the Premier League? And I actually don't think they've actually beaten us ever, if I remember rightly. Or it goes back a fair distance, the record of them ever beaten us. So is it because it was Brighton? If it had been, an Arsenal, a Liverpool, a Chelsea, would the meltdown be as big as it is?
Probably not, but I think if people are doing that, it shows they don't watch enough football. Like, if you look at the Premier League, there's certain sides, Brentford's one, Bournemouth one, who have a lot of quality. Bournemouth have a squad that's now cost them several $100 million. They're not the paupers who have $1 million players playing for them anymore, £1 million players. They've got a good squad. They've got a physical squad. They've got a fast squad, and they've got a manager who, some people have said he likes a bit of chaos ball. He doesn't play in a regimented system way like most of the teams. So Bournemouth have got everything that should make City's life hard. And in our 4-peat season last year, I went to Bournemouth away last season. They gave it. We scored. We had maybe 2 or 3 good chances. We scored. They had chances they missed. Could easily have gone the other way. They are a much better side than they get credit for, because they have a tiny ground. They have a tiny name, because we're used to them being a lower league club, and they don't get the respect of the manager and the players they have. And, I think if people are melting down because it's Bournemouth have beaten 2 of the best 3 sides in Europe in the last 3 weeks. They've beaten Arsenal, they've beaten City. They didn't beat Arsenal by luck. You may listen to Arsenal fans, but they played well against Arsenal. They deserved the win. They played well against City. They deserved the win. So, and I think we'll have we've got a tough week in hand, because Brighton are, again, possibly a slightly higher level of quality than Bournemouth. So we've got another long away trip to the south coast, which isn't going to be easy. Probably Brighton are a little bit more structured, a little bit more consistent in the way they play than Bournemouth, so they might not be quite the chaos, but it's not going to be easy. Matoma running at the defence with our main weakness at this season at right back, but we'll see. But people should respect Bournemouth a lot more, and people should respect just fatigue, humanity, tiredness, injury, and all the things that physically affect players. Because I've read a couple of people on Twitter that suggesting if you earn 300 grand a week, you shouldn't have physical and mental health problems. Well, I mean, that's just mind-numbingly stupid.
Yeah, totally agree there, Rich. Totally agree. I mean, I agree with you. I think losing against Bournemouth, they deserve to win. They were the better team on the day. No one can argue that injuries aren't affecting us. I do agree with you that I think that midfield especially looked slow. It didn't work well together. I think overall, it didn't feel like it didn't seem like the worst performance that we've seen from City, but it definitely felt it wasn't great. Do you know what I mean? And I agree with you. There were players that didn't seem they were with it. Didn't seem. Again, injuries I think were playing a massive factor. The likes of Akanji, Ake, and Walker, and even the likes of Haaland didn't seem like he was fully fit. I think there's only a few players that can say they had a decent game, but overall, Pep I think played it safe. Do you know what I mean? He played that midfield safe, and I think most of us would have gone, he's going to play it safe because he knows if he chucks in one or two kids, it's going to look even worse if we get to be battered like 3 or 4. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he can't really win, can he?
Yeah. No, he can't. But I just think he had to take a little bit of risk because to me, especially early on, you could see pretty much. You could see it from Ake. You could see it from Walker. You could see it from a few of the players. Otherwise, that they're just not fully up to speed. They were either hesitating with the pass and getting, pressed, or they were misplacing the pass because they just weren't. When City are on it, we pass the ball without thinking. The ball is passed in a tenth of a second to a player, straight again. And yesterday we could see, saw it with Ake, a couple of times who lost the ball, lost control. But Ake probably shouldn't be playing. He's been rushed back, and then he's been, is he going to be left back? Is he going to be centre back? It's just not organised. But the whole team must have been when we've been relying on the fact that we're going into this game with our defence there, and most of us thought Diaz and Stones were probably going to be. Certainly, I hadn't been, it was a game at night here, so I hadn't heard rumours of that. And when I saw the team, and there was no Stones and no Diaz even on the bench, it's like we're kind of relying on them. They were going to be the rock in the team who's actually managed to be fit. Someone's saying about the lack of transparency. I think the lack of transparency probably suggests that there's things going on in their personal lives or their mental health, which is a private business, which is not going to be improved by sharing with the whole world. So, I think we all sit there wanting updates daily on what's going on with a player. But if a player's marriage is breaking down, or a player's had a new kid, or a player's, had the whole press in the country bullying them and suffered a bit of a breakdown or whatever it may be. And I'm not saying this with any insider knowledge. I'm just saying this is what we know has been going on with some of our players. And if they've got that and they're physically tired because they've been overplayed for 3-4 years, then why should the club be updating everyone? The club should be giving them the help, giving them, the week off or the space or the time to get their head right, because, that we've seen so many players ruined by, just being chucked at the onto the pitch when they're not ready to play mentally or physically. I mean, Liverpool for about 15 years ruined Torres, ruined Fowler, ruined Owen. They ruined so many players by just when they mentally and physically weren't right to be playing for various reasons, just chucking them on the pitch and, physically and mentally shot them. And City are better than that. And we should be just keeping it quiet and protecting them and helping them get back to where they want to be. And I don't care. I mean, this idea that just because you paid a lot of money, you don't suffer physically and mentally is just ridiculous. It's not like, anyone would think that the highest suicide rate in the world wasn't rock stars or millionaires. I mean, it's just, people just need to accept the human beings have got problems, and, we should be supporting them, because you don't help people when they're down on confidence, when they're not feeling great, or when they're injured, to battle through it by slagging them off, by throwing them to the wolves, by saying you want them out. I mean, you don't do that with your kids. Well, I hope you don't do that with your kids. You don't do that with anyone. You don't do that at work. I mean, when people are not at the best, you help them. And that's what the fans need to. They need to get behind them, create an atmosphere like Hamburg 10 years ago for our next home game, and just get a grip and stop feeling so bloody sorry for themselves. I mean, Britain didn't win the Blitz by everyone sitting at home going, "Oh, we lost to Germany last week. We're going to go and hide in the country. Let's get rid of Churchill, sack the manager." They got through the bloody Blitz by putting on their big boy pants, getting behind the country, getting behind the team, actually working together, and bloody sending him back with his one bollock to, keep out of bloody, but too many melts. People need to man up, and that, I mean that in a non-sexist man up way. But just get a grip and get behind him.
Rich, that was definitely applaud worthy. So, yeah, brilliant. I couldn't agree with you more. I really couldn't. I do wonder. I mean, mine obviously it's at the top of the show. It seems that a lot of fans on social media have just gone to town with the meltdown, and I'm just so surprised. I really am, because we've lost one game. I'm pretty sure we lost more than one game last season. No, I'm actually even pretty sure we lost more than one game the season before that. Actually, no, I'm pretty sure we lost more than one game before.
Yeah.
The season before.
And we're not any worse, We were 2 points off top this time last year, behind Arsenal. And honestly, I'd say being behind Arsenal last year is probably worse than being behind Liverpool this year, because they were better than Liverpool this year. And so,
I think
you're right.
I think if you really look at the league as well this season, I don't think there's a standout club right now to win the league. I don't think it's, even though Liverpool are top, I don't think they're particularly having the best season themselves. I think they're doing very well under their new manager. You can give them that credit. Arsenal have thought they were up there at the beginning of the season. Now they've had a bit of a shocker and a wobble, way more than we have. And everyone else is just, I mean, Forest are in the top four right now. Could somebody explain that to me? Because
I can, but I'll get in trouble if I explain why Forest are top four. But
we know you will, because Martin will.
Yeah, well, Forest have got a lot of good players. They've taken a lot of players who were on the cusp of the top teams, usually for some bizarre reason with double-barreled surnames, but I'm not sure what that's about. But they've taken those players and they've actually put together a really good team, with a good striker at the top of the Christmas tree to finish it off. So fair play to him. I think in our last 10 games last season, I was chatting to a couple of Forest fans about a month ago. Forest gave us by far the hardest game. And if it wasn't for the world's number one City fan deliberately missing from a yard out twice, we might not have won the league last year. And you're saying standards have risen, yes, for them saying standards 4 in a row, etc. But the truth is, we are under a mental pressure that no club in English history has ever been under. No one has ever played 4 seasons and won 4 leagues. No one has ever had to deal with that physically and mentally. No.
I think you've read wrong. He's saying that as a rhetorical question.
No. Yeah. But I'm sort of agreeing. But I'm saying that in defence of the players, no players in football history have had to deal with trying to go and win a 5th title in England. Going back to 1860, no players have had to deal with that. So our players have done something mentally and physically, and the idea that doesn't have some effect on them, combined with the aging process in the Champions League and the World Club Cup and the Super Cup and the FA Cup and the League Cups, or League Cup we've won in those 5 years,
and the European Championship.
They're under an incredible amount, and no other team in the world has lost the 2 best midfielders in the world for the season. So you've thrown everything, and we're still there. We're still giving it a go, and we've got 2 games and then 2 weeks. Now, I do apologise. I have to go. It's microphone drop time, but I do have to go and take.
I'm going to have to speak.
Do a school run. Yeah, you're going to have to speak.
What a way to...
Rich Rants is over.
Exit, Rich. Well done.
Cheerio. Keep smiling. Enjoy it. Football's about joy. It's not about, sitting there and let it ruin your life.
I'm just looking for a certain... Hello. Right, 1 minute. I am going to speak. I wanted to be quiet because I'll tell you the lovely 36 hours I've been going through lately. Because MCFC 89 is not the only person who's told me to fuck off from YouTube. A few people have as well. So just let me look for some. Sorry, I'm way behind in the comments and I do apologise. I'm looking for a comment that I tagged earlier. Should have tagged it, and it's my fault.
As usual, Martin, it's always your fault.
Yeah.
Well, while you're looking for that comment, let's just...
I can't find it. My apologies. It was a comment by Elliot, and I wanted to bring it up. If you're watching, Elliot, can you put the comment back in? My bad. My apologies. Right, okay. Right, I'll get into it. No, there's going to be no space tonight. There won't be a space for a few days. But basically, what people need to realise is, and I understand we were crap yesterday, 1000% we were crap. But what people have done is, and I think Rich is spot on, people only saw Fulham, Wolves, and Southampton as bad results and bad performances because they've gone in with a very different mindset. And people aren't being honest about this. Let's be straight. People went to Wolverhampton Wanderers and they saw City top of the league, Wolves bottom of the league at one point. And let's be straight, everyone went down there with a 5-0 in their head. And they're all going to say, no, we didn't. You did. You did. Just be honest. There's nothing wrong with being honest. There is nothing wrong with saying that.
Because you had it, Martin. You were saying we're going to spank them.
I said 3-1. No, I said Wolves would be hard. I said 3-1. I said we'll be 2-1 up and we get a breakaway at the end. We were just at 1-1 and we got the breakaway, second one at the end. I said Wolves because I was the one who said we'd go to about 5. They'd go to about 5. Southampton, they had one shot. We had 22. And people went on again and thought we'd smashed them 5-0 because it was Southampton. Let's be honest and let's be straight. If you set expectations up there and we fail, then yes, you're going to fail. Some have thought we were going to win 38 out of 38. And listen, I'm not sad. People have said about comments. I am absolutely fine with people having opinions. What I have an issue with is when people DM me calling me a see you next Tuesday, and I don't allow opinions and get very personal with me. I think that's where we've gone a bit too far. I've never claimed to be a spokesperson of the football club. I've never claimed to be anything like that. So if anyone who thinks that, please get your head alive. I'm a City fan and that's all I am. I'm not no spokesperson of anyone. And thank you for all the lovely comments, but I'm not doing it for that. It was just, I'm not going to start doing stuff. Because here's my other thing. I'm going to bring Alan in a minute. I know he's backstage. People are going, bring O'Reilly in. Bring Pusey in. Bring Jacob Wright in. Are you going to lower your expectations when that happens? Then how's that fair on those lads? If you expect those lads to come in and beat Real Madrid away, then you can't moan then, because this is the problem. Yes, give the youngsters a go. But if you don't perform, you can't slaughter them. But you will, because I saw it Wednesday night. Everyone was not bothered about the Carabao Cup. We go to Tottenham, we play the kids, we get beat, everyone moaned. Or everyone that I saw before someone comes after me in the comments, because I know that always happens. The people I interact with moaned. So they can't win. O'Reilly plays yesterday and we get beat. They still moan. Foden has not just become PFA Player of the Year and then become shit. Gundo in 9 games has not become shit. It's different roles. Different roles now. That is all it is. And I'm going to get back to the comments, I promise you. But the simple fact of this is, yesterday in our 11, Ake was not fit. Akanji was not fit. Walker was not fit. Bernardo had painkilling injections, apparently reportedly. Haaland was knackered. Foden was, we know what's happening with Foden. What more did he want? You can't bring KDB on because he's there. Savio wasn't fit. Doku could only do 10 minutes, it seemed. You had nobody. It was what we had. Diaz and Stones have pulled out. That's it. Game over, people. Changing O'Reilly for Gundo was not going to change anything. Wasn't going to do anything. Because 3, your back 4 are injured. They were playing at 70%. Pep said himself afterwards, I asked Aki, does he want to play? He told me, yeah. He knew he wasn't fit. Gavardio had treatment on Wednesday night on the pitch. Still played. These players are literally driving through mud at the minute. And I don't think it helps because, and I did a show earlier on, it's about winning. It is about winning. Just be honest with it. I know expectations have gone up. Just be honest. It's about winning. No problem with that. Because if it wasn't about winning, we wouldn't melt down every game. Arsenal fans aren't melting down like we are at the minute. I didn't see this meltdown when Forest beat Liverpool at Anfield. I don't know. Good evening, Alan.
Hi, Martin. Hi, Ozzy. How you doing? Evening, Alan. Good. Good to see you.
I will cut again that. We were shit yesterday. Move on. End of.
Yeah. I will say we've got to start using a bit of common sense to everybody. We had 9 injuries before the game started yesterday. And he played 4 players who were all back 4, who were all carrying injuries. He turned it on TV before the game started. And anyone who's played a decent level of sport that involves lots of running will tell you that if you are carrying an injury, you are not going to be 100%. And the one thing Bournemouth are they're very in your face, they're very fit, which they were. And 9 injuries. If you expect anything else with 9 injuries, you're deluded. I'm sorry, you're deluded. Okay. I thought that
Bournemouth deserved to win because they had more energy and they were more in your face and they were intense. Same thing happened against Tottenham. I thought that we were outpressed in both games at times. I just felt that we need to, if you expect the back four to contain a team that's got full of energy that was pressing from the start, high up the pitch, you are deluded. Seriously. So the fans have got to back the team. We're in a very tight situation. That is not our fault. That's not Pep's fault. That's not anyone's fault. They're injured. We have to get through these next 2 weeks. And if we could come away with some results in that period, then great. I think Pep is saving Stones and to play for on Tuesday night. Because he thinks, well, we can't afford to lose 3 points on Wednesday, especially when we've got two big teams to play after that. So we've got to try and get these players fit over a period of time, sooner rather than later, and get them back to what they were. But if you're expecting them to perform when they are 50, 60, 70% fit, and I mean fit, you're just deluded, seriously deluded. 9 injuries is a lot. It's not 3 or 4. It's a lot. 9. And you've got to. I was shocked that the back four, especially when I saw Aki playing and Akanji, who had got a groin strain on Wednesday night against Tottenham and didn't start. I was shocked to see them play. I thought they're going to struggle here, and they did. And Walker, who's not played for about 6 or 7 weeks, he apparently had 1 training session before. That was it. Yeah. What do you expect is going to happen? Seriously, it's like me. I was a reasonable cricketer. If I didn't have a net, if I had 1 net before a game and expected to get runs, it wouldn't happen. It would not happen. So the fans have got to back. At the end of the day, it's an unfortunate situation. We've just got to try and get through these next 3 games before the international break and get our players fit. If we can get a draw or a sneaker win in this, then we'll be lucky. We'll be very lucky. There's too many players out.
I'm sorry, I'm way behind on comments. I'm going to work backwards. You and Ozzy just have a chat while I just work backwards on the comments. I do apologise. I'm way behind.
So, I mean, I feel this has been coming, this result. Do you know what I mean? Because I felt like since the Rodri injury, and before that, before Rodri came back, we were playing quite well. We were getting the results, and Rodri injured, and then I felt like we were just getting through some of these games. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And it always felt that because we haven't been playing brilliantly, that eventually things were just going to be too much. It was going to be the straw on the camel's back that was just, that's it. Do you know what I mean? And I think you're right. I think this game highlights it so well with the amount of injuries that we've got, with the amount of players that are playing with injuries. It was bound to happen with a Bournemouth side that got the tails up right now, and they deserve the win. I don't think we can turn around and say with a better team, we deserve to win, or we even deserve a draw, because I think I've seen some City fans say we at least should have got a draw out of that. I don't think we did.
I'll say this now. I thought if the result it should have been, they could have won 4-1 easy.
Yeah, and there were some.
By the way, I'm gonna discontinue this small squad stuff for tonight, because I'm gonna tell you all the squad in a bit. Carry on.
We've got 9 players out. That's nearly a whole first team out, injured. You're expecting players to play with an injury, and expect them to play, 100%. You're dreaming against a side who are a decent outfit at home. They are a decent outfit, and they press City. And to be honest with you, they outpress City. And in the Tottenham game, exactly the same thing happened in the first 25 minutes, which he did. And
I think we're lucky that, like you said before, we're lucky that, we weren't being 4-1 really, Alan.
Absolutely.
Being absolutely honest. And,
I was sorry. I'm at my mum and dad's, and down in Hobart, in Tassie at the moment. And I was sat in bed watching it, and I'm watching the game, and I'm thinking we're going to get battered here. I couldn't believe he'd picked the back four, but if they turn around, he could have played Stones and Diaz, but that means he's played 2 games in 2. He's got to protect them, because I'll be honest with you, it's more important that we win on Tuesday, and hopefully it picks them on Tuesday, because if we lose that 3 points, we lose against Bournemouth, we're now 2 points behind Liverpool. We can make that up in 5 minutes this season. We can't do that. If we cock it up we could drop out the 8. If we don't get wins at PSG, and Juventus, then we could be in trouble. So you can't take that risk. You can't.
Yeah, I mean, I still think it's still pretty early on in the season for both, the Champions League and the league to get too worried if we go fall behind.
Ozzy, and everyone will ask everybody this question. Usually, when do you look at the league table seriously and think, right? It's usually after Christmas, isn't it? Let's be honest.
Yeah, of course it is. Of course it is.
Yeah. Let's not fall out with a situation that's none of our faults, not the team's fault, not Pep's fault. It's no one's fault. It's just a situation we are in. We've got injuries. So we've just got to try and get through these next 2 games. Simple.
And it's not just injuries for me, Alan. You look at the players that are on the pitch. You've got the likes of Walker, who's just come back. I mean, let's forget the defence for a second, because that's been discussed really. But you look at someone like Kovacic, who is not a natural Rodri replacement. I don't think he had the best game, but I don't think he had the worst game. Gundo talked about so much, as in, that he was meant to come back and play the odd game here and there. He wasn't supposed to be playing as much as he's played. You know what I mean? He's come back, and he just hasn't come back at his best. And that's it. Nunez was written off by this fan base a long time ago. Most of us have turned around and gone, you know what, Nunez isn't good enough. He needs to leave. At the moment, he's been one of our best players on the pitch for the last few games. Do you know what I mean?
He's not got any injuries. People are carrying injuries at the moment. Theoretically, we've probably got 9 injuries. We've probably got, but if Bernardo took an injection before the game, that's 10 injuries. It's getting worse. It's not getting better. And the trouble is, when you play with an injury, you are at massive risk of making it worse.
Of course you are.
Thank you, Stefan. That's what I'm going to explain later. We've got a 24, we're only allowed 25.
Yeah.
Well, people keep saying we've got a small squad.
Well, the end of the day, it's a situation we've just got to play.
Alan, people are loving you tonight, mate.
Making sense. I mean, I know he doesn't want to talk about Nunez too much, because we know.
Yeah, my good friend. Yeah,
we know he's a gentleman.
At the end of the day, we've got to just get through these next 2 games, rest the players for 2 weeks when we got the international break. That international break is come at a good time, I'll be honest with you. Because if we had to play right through till Christmas, I don't know how the players are going to get properly fit.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think it's coming at a good time. Yeah. I think all the players need it. I don't see. Normally, most of our players are going off for the international duty.
He can handle one or two players. You can handle 1 or 2 players who are carrying an injury in a game, but not 6 or 7 like we've got.
Exactly. Thank you. You can handle 3 or 4. When 3 of your back 4 are not fit, and then someone go, play the kids. Who? I don't know if you all know, but the EDS have got games as well, The EDS have games. What do you want them to do? You want them to raid the EDS problem? The solution is we go with 70% players. We go with painkilling injections. That's the solution. And deal with it.
Yeah.
And then what do we do if we bring the kids in and none of them perform, and then we get battered even heavier?
Yeah, because no one's got. It's only the kids.
Look, I think everyone knows I'm a big advocate for the young players, right? The youngsters, right? But the current situation we're in, one or two may be so, but I don't see any youngsters we've got in the squad who play at the back who are solid, and that would have been a bit unfair to bring them in a Premier League game away from home, tons of pressure. You know, can you imagine? They scored after 6 minutes. Can you imagine if the youngsters would have collapsed then? At the end of the day, we're through it. We're 2 points behind. 2 points behind. Let's get it really. Let's just forget it. Move on.
Yeah, you know what it is? And people are going, well, Pooza. Right, I know you're saying Pooza, but there's a big difference between Premier League. Right, so that's one LB98. Who you putting in for Aka? Who you putting in for... Rico was not ready. Rico said he was not ready. Pep Guardiola said Rico was knackered and could not play anymore.
And yeah, he came on.
And he had to come on because he had no choice.
Yeah.
What do you want him to do? Play Rico, and then Rico gets injured and he's out.
We need these players on Tuesday night. It's more important.
You know, I don't know what people are wanting.
Well, you can always bring back Otamendi. Watch you dive on the floor and lose 12-1.
No, it's not even about me. What I'm saying, you're saying one game, but what about the other three players that are injured? What about the other three players that are injured?
It was 4 players.
No, I know that. I'm talking about in
the back
line. I'm just talking the back line, and I know we're crap. I know we played crap yesterday, sorry. We played crap yesterday.
Yeah, but
people are about
due to the injuries, mate.
What about O'Reilly? McAtee has not played well in the 2 games he's played. I've been in this chat and everyone said McAtee's not took his chance. Now everyone's going to play McAtee against Bournemouth. Make your mind up.
You know what? Pepper's done this before where he's done what the fans wanted and it's gone wrong. And then all of a sudden the fan base can't go, oh, hang on a minute. You know, if Pep was to play all the kids, we get a spanking, what happens then?
They'll turn. And then they'll say, no, we're not going to turn.
Yeah. It's like I said, I mean, I wasn't happy with the midfield, but I would have liked to have seen O'Reilly start because I felt it would have brought in some legs. But it's a lot of pressure to bring on a kid, you know, a proper, you know, when there's a lot weighing on that game. When look at what's happened.
I just need to do these because there's some people put some amazing stuff in. Chroma Base, thank you for being a member for the 7 months. You are a superstar. AK4 Peters renewed for an 8-month. Thank you so much. Juliet, a member for 16 months. Thank you so much. You have made our boss very happy.
More than you believe. More than you believe, I'm happy.
And we have some amazing super chats. Blue Tone, who is going to be on the show next week on Thursday night chat, 9 p.m. He's coming to join us. Lost 1 Premier League game in 2024. I want Pep sacked, everyone out, flat on the Etihad, stop the construction, midfield 500 years old, everyone's a fraud, restart.
So right.
That's the exact message I got off Alan yesterday.
He was serious.
And you know what? I get some. This club has won. Thank you, Andrew, for your £5. This club has won 400 points. Champions League, Club World Cup, FIFA Club World Cup, Ballon d'Or, trebles. We're allowed to have a bad spell. Spoil it if you don't support. And you know what? The trouble is, Andrew, you're right, but you're going to get but we're not main road days anymore. I understand. Listen, before anyone starts, I understand we're not in Main Road anymore. Nobody here has ever denied that. Believe it or not, this Main Road wanker has never, ever said we're at Main Road. What I'm saying is, you are not going to win 38 out of 38, 4-0, 5-0, 6-0 every game. And people are doing it. You are doing.
Listen, I know that
moaning when we lose.
I know it's frustrating when players don't perform, but at the end of the day, there is a valid reason why what happened at the weekend. And we just got to take it on the chin and move on, move upwards. Mate, we could go back to the Stuart Pearce days and don't score a goal at the Etihad for half a season, not one goal. And I sat there and watched it.
The trouble is, there's a bit about.
Come on, everybody.
No, there is the people who are wanting us to win every week. I get it, because your expectations are high. But you can't then disregard our history in Main Road and the way we've grown up to support the club. We can't change the same way people who are new can't change as well. I'm really not. Someone's put a comment in this chat, and I can't find the frigging comment they put. Honestly, someone is messaging me saying they've sent a message, and I can't find the damn message anywhere. So I'm going to pass it over to Ozza. Can you say if insert name here? Elliot, long comments are in chat because I can't find them. Please have a look for me because I can't find them. Right, we go again, 5p. But we're not going to win. But this is the problem, 5p. Then it's. I said something on a space ages ago. I said, is it going to be a 5p? Then it's a 6p. Then it's a 7p. Then it's an 8p. Then it's a 9p. Then it's a 10p. And it never ends.
We're not going to win the league. We're never going to win the league every single year. I'm sorry.
You underwater, Alan, sometimes. Right, so if there is any mods removing comments, please don't. I will sort them because we're having issues at the moment. Got to move. Take care, Blue Tone. Speak to you next week, mate. Main Road Wankers should be a separate series on this channel. We are starting a show called Happy Clappers. We are. Alan's not happy with it. Alan's like, don't do that show. Do you know what? I'm not saying people.
I'll tell you what. This is a shit fucking StreamYard today.
Yeah, StreamYard is having issues. I have. There is a message for you going to StreamYard to say it's having upload issues at the moment. Right. It's saying that they're above. There's Blue Tones. The only one there is Andrew W and MP. It's not there. And I know you're watching.
I'm certainly not seeing it.
You're not see, it's not just me.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I've pretty much gone through all the chat now.
You can't see it. It's not there. Now, 3 people can't see it. You're taking the piss. I think Nico could have started against Bournemouth. Having Cameron Barlow next to him would have helped. Nothing against Gundo. It's like the Gundo stuff. Gundo was not meant to come back and play 40 games. He's just in a situation now.
He's having to play. I know he's being forced to play every game, not because it's just a situation where that's as simple as that. He's having to play. He was supposed to come back to play 20 minutes here, 20 minutes there. That was it, just to cover. Now we're being forced. Come January, I think we're going to need to be forced to go and buy somebody.
And you know what, right? I'm going to say this because people have asked this about signing someone, right? Say we don't, because Pep's comments were pre-match Bournemouth that if everyone is fit, we may not need to go to the market. That was what Pep said.
Yeah.
Now, I'm just going to share this squad because everyone's telling me we've got a small squad. Alan, can you get me a pen and paper, my little lovely? Get me a lovely pen and paper.
You want a pen and paper?
Yeah, and have you got a pen and paper there?
Well,
it's not in the chat.
1 second.
Winding me up tonight. Amar, thank you for your amazing generosity, mate. £5. This is probably as good as it will ever get as a City fan. People need to realise this. We support the lads always, not just when we're winning. And do you know what? Yeah. That's our song. We never win at home. We never win away. We lost last week and we lost today. We don't give a fuck because we're all pissed up. MCFC, okay. We're going up. We're going down. We're going up.
Going up. Going down. Going up. We're going down.
We still sing that now in the Etihad.
Yep.
I don't sit there going, we won 34, we lost 1. We won 34, we lost 1. We won 34, we lost 1. What's that? Come on. Come on, people.
You doing that on Tuesday night, though?
Are you ready? Yeah, we'll do that Tuesday. Are you ready, Alan?
Go on.
Right. The Manchester City squad. Wait to count all these. Scott Carson, Edison, Ortega, Moreno. Before anyone starts, someone said to me, why is Carson included in this? Because he has to be.
He is. He is.
Part of the homegrown, yeah. Right?
Go on.
So there's 3. Right? Right, your defenders. Manuel Akanji, 1. Have we got it, Alan?
Yeah.
Nathan Aka, 2. Ruben Diaz is our number 3. He hates United and he loves City. Right? Josko Gavardio, there's 4. Rico Lewis, 5. John Stone, 6. Kyle Walker, 7. I don't know why Wilson Ashbrand is even on there, but he's on there. That is one that you could probably ditch out. I'll give you that one. Oscar Bob, Kevin De Bruyne, Jeremy Doku, Phil Foden, Jack Grealish, Ilkay Gundogan, Mateo Kovacic, James McAtee, Mateus Nunes, Rodri, Savinho, Bernardo Silva.
Erling Haaland.
Yeah, you missed it.
And then Erling Haaland. Good shout, Tara. And we're going to talk that as well if you want, yeah. Listen, don't be having to go be about me and my singing.
How many is that, Alan?
It's about 23, innit? And 23. I'm not including Nico Riley. How many?
5, 10, 15.
Should be 23.
24.
24, right. We've not included Wilson, so we put, right? So here's my point, right? People are going bye. So you can deregister Rodri in January. Give you that one. You can maybe bring up. So you've got room for a CDM and a backup striker. The point Pep is always making is he's got Rico, Stones. There are other options. I know people are wanting. Zubimendi may not want to leave Spain. For some reason, fans have got this thing of City bid, the player arrives. There are players who don't want to live in Manchester, as there are players who don't want to live in London, as there are players, and Coffee, I don't mean it in an offensive way, don't want to go and live in Newcastle. That's football.
There are also the club may not want him as much as maybe some fans want him. If we're going to have it out, let's have it out. Right.
Don't say that, Jose. You'll upset everyone.
I love upsetting people. It's fun. No, I mean,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, but you know what I mean? Like, the club may turn around and go, we don't want a straight number 6. Pep normally
we don't have a small
players who are versatile.
We have a shitload of injuries. By the way, now I'm going to read you all the injuries that are in this squad. Savinho, injured. Oh, not fit. Rodri, not fit. Grealish, not fit. Foden, not fully fit. And by the way, this could be mental, this could be psychological, could be physical. Doku, not fully fit. De Bruyne, not fully fit. Oscar Bob, broken leg. Kyle Walker, not been there for a bit. Gavardio, not fully fit. Diaz, not fully fit. John Stones, not fully fit. Nathan Ake, not fully fit. Yeah. Okay, then how many are we down to there?
10.
Do you see what I mean? I know people are angry. I know losing is not good. Do you think I enjoy losing? Do you ask my missus this weekend? Do you think I'm sitting there, people calling me a wanker and a see you next Tuesday is making my life fun? Telling me to F off YouTube. Do you think this is fun? You ask Ozza and Rich, who literally bombards them with messages for ideas and shows and everything else. You think I'm sat on my rocking ass doing now? I'm not doing this for the fun of it. I'm doing it because I love it. But it's meant to be fun. And if you think calling everyone a wanker and I see you next Tuesday is fun, then I'm sorry, you need to go and look up the definition of fun, because it was never fun in my world.
So, Martin, if we go through everything we've gone through so far tonight, injuries, form, missing players, you know, someone give me an argument of why we should have won that game yesterday.
I've tried it, Chigo.
Somebody tell me why we should have won that game yesterday.
Because it was Bournemouth. But what was everyone doing 2 weeks ago when Bournemouth beat Arsenal? Oh, cherries! By the way, Newcastle are shit. Who did they beat yesterday? Who did Nottingham Forest beat about a month and a half ago?
And do you agree, Martin, that there isn't a standout team right now to win the league?
No, there's not.
Because
Do you know what's mad? Liverpool fans, I'd say they're not favourites for the league. Arsenal fans are saying they're not favourites for the league. City fans, who are in crisis, are saying we can still win the league. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what you need to stop doing is there are dickheads and clowns who are putting suicide belts emojis onto Kyle Walker. Do you think that's helping Kyle Walker? Do you think it is? And then it's not even, and then someone will go, and then they're atting him in it. They're tagging him.
Do you know what's
Come on, people.
Do you know what gets me? He's been injured. I've been looking here. He's been injured now for 10 weeks, right? He has one training session, and they expect him to play well after one training session. Honestly, the fans are completely deluded. I understand frustration, but what do you expect when you've got all 4 defenders injured? Because if I'm not mistaken, Guardiola went down at the end of the Tottenham game in that treatment. So he was injured as well. So come on, wake up, everybody, and back the team and realise we're in a situation which we just need to get through.
Yeah. And stop. Listen, if you think it is entertainment, sending a picture of Kyle Walker in a suicide vest and then sending it to him, you need to reassess your life. Seriously. Go and have a word. Clearly, your mum and dad didn't have a word with you when you were a child.
Plus, you could be looking at criminal charges.
Wake up, stop picking on Kyle
Walker. Charges, by the way.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ozzy and Alan.
Stop picking on Kyle Walker and blaming everything on him. He's been our best fullback and the best fullback in England for a long, long time.
Ozzy said something on Thursday night chat about, and I'm not going to go into Ozzy's work, about psychological effects on people. You don't know. So come on, people. Bit of brain, eh? I'm listening to anyone in the chat. It's for the dickheads who are doing it. Come on, what you doing? Do you think didn't that make what have you got a 1-inch penis or something and you need to feel big? What is it?
Yeah.
Where'd you get your kicks, A&E? Go and have a life. Do something.
Listen, I think we are very measured on this channel because we will rightly call out performances or players or managers who have not done the job, who haven't put a shift in, who have made mistakes. We will criticise appropriately and constructively when it needs it. But we're not going to have a go at players or managers when they don't deserve it, when they're going through a rotten time of emotionally, physically, mentally, you name it, because that's just not what we do as a fan base, or should do as a fan base, or as decent human beings, because that's not what we're here to do. Listen, we've lost one game against a bloody Brighton team against a Bournemouth team who deserved to win that game yesterday. And if you can't accept that, the door's there. Like, we're not going to miss you. If you can't accept that we're not going to win every single game and we're going to win that nice golden trophy, then you're in the wrong club. You're watching the wrong sport.
Mate, can you imagine? Can you imagine these fans that's making these comments when it was typical City? Can you imagine what they're like? Be like, do you know what? Seriously, do one.
Do you know what makes me laugh? I want all City fans, young, old. Do you know what I want to do is, you've all got children, some of you. You want to look at your children and go, you know what? Enjoy this last 10 years. Enjoy it. Embrace it. Thinking of DVDs that could be coming out. But instead, you're going, I might not get my 5th league title. Boo-hoo.
Man United do reruns of their Fergie years because they dream of that coming back. Well, one day when Pepper's gone, it's going to happen to us, and you're going to take it on the chin because it will happen again. We're not going to be winning the league.
And we're not saying we want that to happen. We're not saying we want it to happen. By the way,
no,
we're just saying it will do at some point. Do you think what's happening right now? By the way, do you all think this is making Pep sign a new contract right now? Do you think Pep sat there reading all this going, yeah, give me that 5-year deal? Oh, yeah, boys. Come on. Think.
Just remember, Mancini, Pellegrini and Pep, they've given us the best 13, 14 years we've ever had. Ever. Be grateful it's happened to us and we've seen it. Be grateful that, because one day it'll all go pear-shaped again.
And you know
That's
what?
the way life is. It's never wrong.
We may lose to Brighton. So what?
Yeah.
We all said, let's get to internationals. Get to internationals. Get these players back. Let them recover. Then we go again. Hopefully we can get KDB back. We can get everyone back fit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you're telling me Brighton are not a decent
everyone
team.
knew bloody well went down injured. Everyone knew it'd be hard for him this season.
Charlie, you just said about losing, it's the manner. But what do you mean the manner? Because here's my thing. Let's go back, right, to 3 years ago, before we won the treble. Do you remember when we played at Monaco and we played at Real Madrid and we were 1-0 up with 5 minutes to go and we kept trying to score goals? Do you remember it? What did everyone say Pep was? Naive. Stupid. Can't win a Champions League because he's trying to go gung-ho all the time. So Pep goes, you know what? I need to change. Be a bit more pragmatic. Maybe a bit more boring. And what do? We win the treble. So this is what I'm saying. Talit, the problem is people are moaning when he does and they're moaning when he doesn't. Who are the top goal scorers for the last 5 years in this league? Manchester City. You all need to realise as fans, you can't celebrate a treble playing pragmatic football and then demand winging 500 goals a game football because it suits you. At the club, good times, bad times, okay times. That's what being a fan is all about. I said at the start of this season, this was meant to be a #fun season for me, for me, not for you, for me, just Martin Horsfield. Right now, the last thing this has actually been is fun. I told the lads last night privately, this has been the least fun season I've had for a long time.
And you were hoping you'd just kick back and relax and just think we'd win off.
And I'm the happy clapper. Come on. Let's remember who we are. That's all I'm saying. Big thank you, by the way, to Legend DB, who has gifted 10 channel memberships. You are a legend. Thank you so much, sir. And Pep.
More than you believe. More than you believe, I'm happy.
There you go. Yes, Daz, he had COVID, constant stomach. He's lost approximately 1 stone in weight and he was having an iron deficiency, low energy, trying to record fitness back to his level. I heard he also had done camera about IBS as well. Craig. So there you go. That was the stomach illness, IBS. So you don't know. You don't know. But we're just too, and I get people going, I want to be like Real Madrid. What, you want to be self-entitled pricks? Because that's what they were last week.
Real Madrid.
Monday, Real Madrid were self-entitled pricks. You want to be like them? No thanks.
I'm sorry,
you won't fancy football,
top of the league
FIFA.
right now. Real Madrid aren't even top of their league right now.
No.
And where are they in the Champions League?
I actually don't know.
Well, I'll tell you this.
That's more research.
They're not the top of the Champions League right now.
Yeah. Hey, yeah, last season we lost to Wolves and Arsenal back to back. Yeah. And listen, I get it. Luke last night did a great show with Bevo. And Luke and Bevo were very emotional afterwards because that's what you do. You're emotional. And you don't always have to agree, but you respect everyone's opinions. I'm not saying you support how you want to support everyone, but respect each other. People say I allow every opinion. You can have your opinion. I just don't agree with you. It's always weird, and I've noticed this. I've started figuring it out. When I don't agree with someone's opinion, it's I'm not allowing opinions. If I agree with them, they all want to kiss ass. When I say I don't agree with you, Martin doesn't allow opinions because I haven't agreed with yours. Grow up. You don't like me, don't watch. Simple as. I'm not running away from dickheads anymore. You've all got this bully boy attitude of keyless coming having a go at me in my DMs and atting me and saying coming at me on LB's show and other shows. You know, you and LB hate each other. Called banter. We're mates. We do it on here. People think me and Alan hate each other. It's banter. Me and Ozzy do it. Banter.
Yep.
People have got to just who the bloody hell's Happy Dick?
And being a keyboard warrior.
It's somebody I've given the thing to. I think it's Ander. Hello?
No, it's me.
All right. Right. Can you tell me in future when you call yourself Happy Dick? Or when you call yourself 1 inch dick?
Yeah, I just thought you'd realise the Richard Dick.
No, I'm not. I'm not taking it anymore. People, I sat quiet for the first 35 minutes of the show on purpose. I'm not taking it anymore. You think I work my personal ass off on this channel for you guys for the fun of it? You ask this lot. I am harassing Rich, Ozzy and Pat, and well, not so much Alan, with ideas at 3 a.m., 4 a.m. in the morning when I'm awake. Coming up with ideas, asking people, coming up with women's panels, coming up with all sorts of different panels. You think I'm doing that for the fun of it?
He doesn't come up with ideas to me in the middle of the day or middle of the night.
Don't you talk shit.
He just
That's
he
because
just
you're
bollocks
too
me.
busy.
He just bollocks me at them time.
You're too busy being, pep out, Alan, for ideas. Or which 17 players we've got to sell before the next game.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just got to stop being happy clappy, Alan.
Hey?
So you've got to stop being happy clappy. It's just so boring.
Mate, but I want to be entertaining and crack jokes and take the piss and be sarcastic, but I get bollocked when I do too much. But a weekend against...
Do you know what, Alan? And people have said in the comments, this is the best you've been in about 8 months. You've been amazing.
No, because it's realistic.
You know why? Because you've been Alan. You've been the real Alan tonight. You've not come on. Look, now you're playing up to the camera, but you've not come on for the camera. You come on to give your proper, passionate viewpoints. If I wanted to bring in Coco the Clown, I'd have got Rich on camera.
Exactly.
Come on. Tonight, Alan, you have been bob on. Amazing. Absolutely outstanding.
This sounds like stars in their eyes. Tonight, Alan, you are...
Rich, but the team I coach cricket, I'm happy.
Yeah. Amar, thank you again, mate. So can we only had 30 points after 15 games last year, by the way. Thank you. Strike true, Amar. Rich, do you prefer Dick? That's off Blue Art. You can go with where you want with that, mate. His children are in the car, by the way, Blue Art.
Yeah.
We'll not swear.
At least he's not, at least he's not dissing my puppies this time. So,
Players have to want to move and come to our club. Exactly. We can't abduct them. Alan would. LB would. LB would fly to Spain, put Zubimendi in a bag, put him on the plane and fly him over. He wouldn't care whether he wanted to come.
He's in Portugal at the moment. He's in Portugal.
Yeah, he's probably abducting
someone. Portugal.
Pep was very happy today. I'm not going to go in. Anyway, I will speak to you. No, it was great chat with you. Thank you, mate. And listen, we don't always have to agree, but respect. MP has gifted 20 memberships. Absolutely outstanding, mate. Thank you so much.
More than you believe. More than you believe I'm happy.
Big up to DB and MP. It must be the two. Is it the 2-letter thing tonight? MP, DB.
Martin, do you like Brazilians?
Well, this.
Because I know where you're going with that. I'm not doing it.
Hey?
Not doing it.
Do you like Brazilians?
Yes, not doing it. Not doing it.
This is your fault, Martin.
I know. I said he was sensible, and now he's got giddy.
Yeah.
I paid him. He's like a child. You give him a compliment, he gets giddy, he turns.
He's like a gremlin.
You
never feed him after midnight.
Yeah. Alan needs back.
Well, he was. We've paid him a compliment. He's changed.
He's lost it.
He's God.
Don't worry about that.
And do you know what? I'm going to say this straight now. It's a great point. I'm happy clappy till I die. You don't like happy clappy, don't watch the Mancunian. We're happy clappy. I've said it. We watched City get beat by Wickham. Ozzy didn't. We got beat by Wickham. How the hell can I moan about getting beat by Bournemouth? I remember when we 2-0 with Bournemouth.
we've seen, mate, you and I have seen us get beat by Bury at home and Stockport.
Oh, stop going on
Sorry,
about
I'm not a dinosaur in this group.
you boring old bastard. Right, anyway. No, listen, Ozzy, we know you're only here for the trophies.
Martin, all I'll say is Vinny's doing well. He's top of the league again. He's top.
Oh, here he goes.
Oh,
Look,
there
he's
we go.
all-
Alan, I remember
Start Pep now. Get
Ricky
Vinny in.
at
Do you know
Wickham
what?
singing
Yeah.
Stockport
Vinny's
till I'm
top of
half.
the league.
So that means LB's doing a show tomorrow. Alan reverting. Yeah, exactly. Alan, you just flipped. Anyway, right. No, we are going to leave it there. There is, but listen, I know you're upset. I know you're disappointed. We lost. Trust me now, I was hurt yesterday. I think people think that I sit there and I jump around when we get beat. I get hurt when we get beat. We got beat, so what? We get beat next week, so what? We'll be back. If City don't win the league this season, and I still think we will, but even if we don't, you know what? We'll win it next season because we will correct our rights.
Well, we're not allowed to lose 2 games on the bounce, Martin. We're not allowed to.
Well, we're going to Brighton. I'm going to shock horror everyone now. Brighton should have beat Liverpool at Anfield yesterday.
Are you telling
Martin,
me we don't deserve to win?
Vinny Company's waiting in line. Vinny Company's waiting in line. Don't worry.
You know what the maddest thing is? Football is nothing if you don't lose games like that. Only way, the reason you enjoy winning is because you know you can lose because there's jeopardy, because there's excitement. If you never lose, it would be the most tedious. It's like playing your 4-year-old kid at noughts and crosses or chess and getting excited because you beat them. Football is about winning. It's about losing. It's about highs. It's about lows. And I tell you what, none of us would have appreciated our highs half as much if we hadn't had those lows. And none of us will appreciate winning the league this year if it's a procession where we don't lose a few games and have a few moments where, you've got to show character. There's no good book, no good movie, no good anything which doesn't have both sides of the coin. So people are only going to enjoy what comes later because we have moments like this. So embrace it, fight it, use it to actually enjoy it. The low moments for City were brilliant because we got together and we had a bloody great laugh. Some of those away trips in Division 2 were absolutely some of the funniest days of some of our lives. And it was brilliant. And people just need to realise that you've got to go and enjoy stuff. You've got to see the humour in it. You've got to embrace the lows and then really enjoy the highs.
Do you think we're travelling down to I'm travelling down to Brighton next Saturday to watch us get stuffed 3-0 because I'm like, yeah, I can't wait. We lose, we lose. I'll have a long journey back and have to deal with it, you know what I mean? But by the way, I will just say, as you can see, I've now got a booster from Virgin Media. Hopefully that will improve now as we go along. I think it's got better. I think it's more of a StreamYard problem tonight. Touch wood.
StreamYard problem. Google StreamYard problem. That's what the problem is.
See, Martin, I knew you'd come round to Chris Wood worship. Touch wood.
You wait.
Get him on, Chrissy Wood. Come on.
We'd have beaten Spurs with him.
The Auckland Blue.
I've got a booster seat. We'll beat Brighton. And do you know what? If we beat Sporting and we beat Brighton, everyone will say, we're a brilliant team again. See what I mean? It's going to flip-flop now. But if we get beat, it'll be City are bad.
If we do beat them, there's 2 good sides. 2 good sides away in 4 days. That is hard. If we get 2 wins, that'll be magnificent. Will be one of the best moments of Pep's reign.
Most definitely.
Yeah. With the injury list that we've got, definitely.
And I want to say, right, massive thank you to everyone. By the way, before we go, we had another super chat. Thank you. You lot are on fire. Honestly, this month is going to be online, apart from the charity months have been quite a big month for the channel. Sal, thank you so much. Sending love from Toronto. Boys in Blue will be back, and they will. As I say that, my internet starts going iffy again. But I just want to say also, before we go anywhere, we have missed Pat tonight. He will be back at some point. We don't know when. The Auckland Aguero.
Hey.
And I can get it up.
He's there, isn't he?
It's big up. This is what you can win in the next few days. Look, you won't like this one, Alan, but you can win a Rodri framed and signed with a Ballon d'Or picture. Rodri signed and custom framed Manchester City shirt. The competition is live now. It's got built-in LED light.
16 is a very famous number. Our two our biggest ever moments at City were the number 16.
I apologise that I've tried to just do some sponsorship plug in here while Alan gets in. And now Rich is dialing up his Lego.
It sounds like a darling.
That's what happens when I turn off my car.
Footballprizes.co.uk are offering this amazing prize, £3.95 a ticket. Tickets, 249 of them. It is open until the 8th of November this week. Next week, you can win a custom framed LED framed Manchester City shirt with Rodri. Your backup prizes include a Ruben Diaz signed shirt and a Mateus Nunes signed shirt, who is man of the moment at the moment, and he's up for player of the month. Believe it or not. Alan won't be voting for him, but that is what you can win. Its competition is open now. It includes 14 instant win prizes and is open until the competition does end on Friday, the 8th of November at 7:30. And the draw is on Friday, the 8th at 8:30. So there you go. What a prize from footballprizes.co.uk. They have come up trumps again. A once-in-a-lifetime signed frame custom Ballon d'Or bit of Rodri. There you go.
Nice.
Big up Nunes. There you go. Alan does want that shirt.
He does. See, nodding.
Big up, by the way, to True City Van, who was live. I was going to get him on tonight, but he went live at the same time as I went live. So, yeah. So, but go over there. Try to get Kelster on as well. Martin treats like the all and Barry Conlon. Barry Conlon's better than him, mate. But saying that, I didn't actually realise Nottingham Forest were third in the league at that point. I looked at it earlier and went, how the frig are Nottingham Forest third in the league?
Why do you think I was singing? He's nearly top of the league. Chris Wood's nearly top of the league.
All they need now is to get Brian Clough back.
Oh.
No one speaking.
Right. Yeah, sorry, I was just letting you lot speak. What the hell is it? I can't speak. No one can speak.
Pretty much.
Well, you usually
You are
can't
the
shut you
dictator.
up. Yeah.
No, I've not heard anything today, Craig. I've not heard anything. Nothing, mate. I've kind of stayed away from a few. I've had a day's rest today, apart from the show tonight. Had a bit of me time, Craig. I'm off now. Tired. Great show. David Oldfield. Whether it's June, July, September, October, all I want is Rodri when he's properly ready. There you go.
Yeah.
Thank you, Julie. Our squad is aging, which makes those players more susceptible to injury. The likes of De Bruyne, Walker, even stuff. And do you know what? Here's my thing on Walker. If you think Walker's playing badly, that's fine. You know what? If someone said to me, do you think Walker's playing bad? I'd probably go, yeah. But what I don't agree with, David Silva went out with respect. Zabaleta went out with respect. All of the legends went out with respect. For some reason at the minute, Gundo, Walker, Others, they're not being allowed to go out with the same respect. And Kyle Walker...
I do agree with that last comment there. I do agree with that comment.
Matt, I know, Alan, but my point is no one hounded Zabaleta out the door when he was old. No one hounded David Silva out when he was old. So why we're hounding KDB and Walker out?
And no offence to those players that you've mentioned who are historical, fantastic players for the club, but they've not won half of what Kyle Walker's won with this club.
Exactly. And no one's saying Kyle Walker's playing good now. But for 8 years, he was our greatest ever right back. Last season, at the Etihad, I will tell you this, Vinny Jr. didn't get a kick. Thanks to Kyle Walker. So come on.
And I don't remember us complaining back then that he was shit.
I'm not saying he's playing great now. What I'm saying is respect what he's done in the past. Same for KDB. Well, don't tarnish Gundo. Gundo does not deserve what he's being treated out right now. Come on. This was another club treating their legends like this. We'd go mad. This is, by the way, what Pepper said about Kyle, by the way. It came out about 1 minute ago. I appreciate a lot the effort of Kyle Walker has done to come back. He arrived from England duty in October, didn't train once, except yesterday, which was Friday, for 6 minutes, and played 90 minutes against Semenyo. All the fast players, it's not easy. That was Pep Guardiola on Kyle Walker. And Oscar Bob apparently will be back on grass very, very soon. So there you go. But yeah, massive thank you to all. We'll see you all very, very soon. Oh, hang on. Oh, you know, something Pep just said.
Martin,
go on. Pep said it will be a lower total in the Premier League this season.
Martin, I've got to go to the airport because I've got a flight to Melbourne to catch. Okay?
All right, mate. Bye-bye. Literally, we've gone live as all the embargo comments coming out. City needs to get younger ballers in. Yeah, but allow them to do it, Pat. They're not going to do it all in one go, mate. I agree about Walker. We don't win the treble without him. That's all I'm saying is let him go out with respect. We don't have to go out with nastiness. Yeah. Age, exactly, but you don't need to be nasty. Yeah, but LB, he did lock him up in most of it. I was at the game, I watched it. He was great against him. So don't do that. Because of the way Walker's been the best right back in the Premier League, LB 98. Tell me someone better. No. 8 years he's been good. He's been with us for nearly 10 years, Dash. Not been with us for 8 years. Been with us for nearly 10? When did he come in?
8.5 he's been.
8.5, so it'll be 9.5. Yeah.
Season into Pep's, yeah. It's only De Bruyne and Stones, isn't it? Of the De Bruyne, Stones, and Gundo were here at the beginning, but Gundo obviously left. So it's Stones and obviously Phil and any youth players. I think Stones is the one person who's been here for the whole.
Would you buy DM in Jan? We'll leave on that one.
Yes. Zubimendi. Or Fabian Ruiz if we can get him.
Well, if we can, but we might not. But like I said, Pep thinks it's going to be a lower points total than last season.
100% from everyone. I think it's going to be a lot closer league this year. Arsenal have dropped back as well. Arsenal have dropped points. You know,
no, Craig, I get that, but you got to look at the situation we're in. You know yourself, Gundo was not meant to be playing the amount of games he's doing now, mate. Injuries have cost us. But anyway, we're going to leave it there. Thank you, Ozzy, for joining us, mate. Appreciate that. We'll be back Tuesday night with a good old Sporting Lisbon one. Rich, thank you for joining us. In and out, in and out.
No worries, mate. Fair dinkum cobber.
Don't know what
So
that means.
that was my Australian impression.
You're not going to like the latest comment that's come out. Pep Guardiola and Kyle Walker. Of course, we need him. He's our captain. We need him. Love that. Jesus, that's going to go down. Pep Guardiola's showing a lot of love to Walker at the minute.
Yeah, well, Pep Guardiola's probably feeling, probably seen and heard of some of the things, and he knows that it's been a hard few months for Walker, and sticking up for him and supporting him like everyone should be. Pep showing the way for everyone.
Amarillo.
Yeah, that would be a good one. That's what we could do with sending a few people to Amarillo.
No, I'm joking. Right, yeah, we're gonna end it there because I've gone loopy dooper. But yeah, these are the Pep ones. Pep says he doesn't know whether City have made any progress on Kevin De Bruyne's contract, which is set to expire. On KDB says, I tried to care of KDB when he comes back from 5 months injured last season. He came back, started minutes, finished well, started well. We need him and he will be back, and we'll try in the right moment to do it. So there you go. Have a great evening, all. We'll speak to you soon. Do I do a space tonight or do I have a night off? Keep an eye on that Aussie sitter. Take care, all. We'll see you all Tuesday night. Bye.
Bye.